This is the BK Lounge Podcast. Welcome to laughs, love, and crazy debates by your two favorite hosts, Bert and Kenny. Join us in talks about military life, relationships, golf life, and so much more. Your new favorite place to come hang out on Sundays. Introducing the BK Lounge Podcast, a Bert's Beat Studios production. And now your hosts, Bert and Kenny.
Hello.
Welcome in, everybody. Happy Sunday.
What's everyone doing?
Welcome back.
You be okay.
I'm being okay. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 6.
6.
The BK Lounge. We missed 1 week.
We missed a week. We missed everyone.
We did.
We've been busy. It's been crazy. There's been a lot going on.
We've been busy. We've been sick.
We've been very sick.
We've been traveling. That's why I have my microphone on a spatula tonight.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want it near my throat. Because I was worried that if I had to cough, everyone had to hear what was going on in my chest and my throat. I don't want to put the people through that.
No, and that's very courteous of you.
I'm very courteous. I just held it up before we got on the camera here, and I feel like I'm Bob Barker. You know how you used to have that long, skinny microphone?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's back in the day. Just watch it with my mem every day.
Yeah.
Yep.
My mom's going to watch, and we just got these
Oh, yes, this was actually a Christmas gift. Thank you,
Christmas
Stacy.
gift. So, it's being put to great use.
Very good.
But yeah, no.
Very good.
So, we're back. Little recap.
Yep, hit us with a recap. Episode 5, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. It's been a hot minute, and we were hopefully going to dive into some stuff in that last episode, but we'll kind of go over some of the stuff that has happened from our last podcast to this one. It's been a whirlwind of a couple weeks.
It sure has. It's been a while, too. Couple weeks.
So we've been, traveling. We've been getting ready for the holiday season, but with all of that, it's been a lot, but we talked a lot about our community and what it means to us, and, at that point, you had just gotten back from
The bike event.
Yep. With the TARP community.
It's awesome.
And
loved it.
that was a big reason of why we kind of dove into the community talk and what it means to us, and, kind of explaining our purpose and how we find a lot of purpose in helping others.
A lot of joy in it. A lot of joy.
And it's a feel good. It makes us feel good, and we do a lot of things with our days and our lives and our jobs to just give back. That's a big reason why we both are doing what we do for a living. So that's what happened in episode 5.
Episode 5, big community, big feels episode.
Yeah,
absolutely. For the both of us, it was kind of nice. Because I listened to the podcast back, and when I had a little bellyache, Kenny said she was in her feels.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like when Kenny gets into her feels. It's nice.
Yeah,
that.
It's been an emotional couple of weeks. And we talked about that before, and how sometimes the holidays really smack you right in the face with a lot of stuff, a lot of emotions, a lot of, sometimes dark times, even in the good times, and, that makes you kind of get in your feels and makes you think about everything that's going on in your life, and, how some people have it harder, but you also are plenty capable of going through your own stuff. So
everybody's got their own stuff. Everybody goes through their own stuff.
Yep.
It happens.
Everybody has their own story. Nobody's story is bigger, harder, longer.
Facts. Facts.
So everybody's story is their own, including ours. So
what's that Hannah Montana song? Everybody has bad days. That one? That makes me think of is that the lyrics?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me think everyone has stuff.
Yep.
I think I grabbed the largest spatula we have tonight too, and it's actually kind of overwhelming.
You're not used to. You can't keep going out and in.
Well, I can't do that.
Don't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just.
But granted, I do know that these mics do pick up well
Yep.
because the last episode, when you came back from your bathroom break
Yep.
and you started talking, it picked it up on my
Right.
microphone.
Yeah, we got this place is audio, visual, centric. We got it covered.
And you are notoriously louder than me.
I don't think that's true. I think I'm a very quiet.
No, I
Quiet
think
human.
everybody, and we have been figuring it out with my microphone versus his, is I'm a little bit more soft-spoken, you're a little bit louder. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's a reason we have my microphone turned up 4 times more than his.
Right.
Because I get muted out.
No, I don't
Because-
think you get muted out. I think it's my diaphragm. I just have a stronger diaphragm.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
Right. But let's jump into episode
6.
6.
Seis.
What's in French?
Huh?
Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq.
Seis.
Oh my God, it's the same as French and Spanish. I bet it's spelled different. I probably just
Probably.
made myself look like an idiot because it might be spelled the same. We'll cut that out. We'll cut that out. So yeah, where have we been? That's been that's kind of like the big one this week because we've been gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we were originally we left for Vermont on Friday. We were originally going to we left on Thursday. No, we left on
Friday.
Friday. We were gonna record the podcast Wednesday, but with Kenny working, me streaming, trying to get the dogs ready, trying to pack, trying to get all of the Christmas stuff ready, and get on the road for Friday. We just had too much going on.
From Sunday when we recorded the podcast to Thursday, I think everything that could have gone sideways or a different direction than expected happened.
Went sideways.
And it started making me panic, which then made him panic.
Right, yeah, I wasn't panicked until she started panicking.
And we were not coinciding with preparing for leaving. And he sent all of his gifts
To Vermont.
because all of his gifts were for me. So, they have to
Made it easy.
right?
Made it easy.
And also, he had his mother wrap all of his gifts for me. We're going to work on that one for 2025.
I don't understand. I actually kind of feel like Oprah now as well with the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
You get a gift. No, I think that I had my mother wrap my gifts because Robin Riley, she is, some would say a wrapping connoisseur.
She's a craft connoisseur.
She's a craft connoisseur, and I want nothing but the best for you. And if there was anyone that I could say, hey, first Christmas with my gal, I need the best wrapped gifts for my girl Kenny to open up, that's the lady I'm going to call. Robin, if you're listening, might be a great retirement job for you as I plug how great of a rapper you are. She does sing a lot. She's not a good rapper on that, but Christmas gifts and gift wrapping, very good.
Yeah.
Very good. If you want her business card, she doesn't have one, I'll make it, Etsy, and we'll get her in business. And I think she can make a killing come Christmas time.
It's like when they used to have the wrapping stations in the malls.
Yeah.
She would have been so good.
She would have made so many tips on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there is one downfall to her wrapping. Too much tape.
She does do a lot of
She's a lot of tape. It's secure though. That thing ain't going nowhere.
No loose edges.
No loose edges.
Yeah.
And then if it's like the t-shirt box, that's taped down too. I don't know. Yeah. It's good stuff. Again, great rapper, not lyrically paper.
Yeah. But we will work yeah.
Good to know.
Yep.
Thank you.
It's a heavy breathing. If for anybody that's listening, we just had somebody write in saying the mic is picking up some of your breathing, Bert.
Very good.
Eat.
There it is. That's why it wasn't on my throat. Very congested. We're both very ill. And we'll get
Yes.
into the illness very soon.
We'll get into the illness here soon, and I'm sure that you can hear it, but
Yeah, I should have hung it.
no. Honestly, you should have used one of your streaming microphones and just stood it up over here or something.
Yeah.
But no, we had a lot going on, and I'm going to just clearly go straight over the wrapping. We'll work on that 2025, and we'll come back to it and probably podcast. You know, at that point it'll be like 60.
60? No, it's gonna be higher than that.
No, because you have 52 weeks of the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
See? The math is mathing.
The math is mathing.
It'll be around 60. So, but no, we are getting ready. So, I have a huge bone to pick with FedEx. That was the be all to my stress of the week that we left. And that is a huge reason why we did not pre-record, because I was out on the streets of Charlotte running around like a crazy person.
Yeah. FedEx execs, if you're listening, get your pen and paper out.
Be better.
Be better.
Be better.
And we understand it's the holiday season and your drivers are busy. Well, I understand.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
We don't care. You have a tracking system. You got scanners in and out of the truck, in and out of the facilities.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if it's a couple days late. At that point, I didn't care, because I got all of my gifts in a time frame that I had at least 2 weeks to wrap them, organize them, look at them, and then load them in the car. And it came down to the fact that there was one a couple days, another one a couple days, and then I had a couple, like 3 different packages that were like, oh, they're in North Carolina, they're out for delivery, and they stayed out for delivery. And then I'm like, what the heck? So I start calling, I start talking to companies. I'm like, can you figure this out? Can't get a hold of FedEx. I go to the place where it says it is. They're like, we don't have that. That went out on delivery, blah, blah, blah. So I have the companies reach out to FedEx, and all of my packages got stolen. Point blank. They said they scanned them in, they never scanned them out, and then they're gone.
So if you work for a company, UPS, FedEx, and you listen to our podcast, comment and let us know how this kind of thing happens. Because I can imagine it happens.
Yeah.
But how? Tell us how. We want to know how. And we're not coming after you. We just want to know the ins and the outs of the industry.
I was ridiculously mad, because every single one of those gifts were for one person and one person only. And it was this guy in this room. So I couldn't even talk to him about it. I couldn't even ask for his help. I couldn't do anything. I was stuck and I was frantic, because 2 of them were 2 of his biggest gifts. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? So sheer panic, because I'm like, well, our Christmas is ruined and I stink as a girlfriend.
Wrong.
And our first Christmas together is a waste.
Wrong. And we'll get into that. We're going to get into that because I want to talk about that.
So, yeah, I was highly disappointed. I did have a company that I am actually on staff with that I got him one of his gifts for.
Yep, she got me a beautiful, beautiful blacked out TaylorMade putter. Absolutely incredible.
Yep.
Love it.
So I'm on staff with TaylorMade. I reach out to my rep. He's with his family, getting ready for the holidays. God bless him. And he was like, let me see what I could do. Reach out to the headquarters. We kind of figured out the whole FedEx thing. He says, I'm overnights one. I get it like 2 days later. And so I got it on Wednesday, and we're leaving Friday morning. I got it Wednesday about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And any of the guys that I work with knew the whole situation, and I could have done a full-blown backflip when I saw that box show up and it says Jensen Hamblett. And I'm like, all right, here we go. And then the other one was a bigger pile of a mess. But the next day, Thursday, when I did go to work, I got a second putter, same exact one,
Twofer.
because the people from the headquarters and my rep both put in an overnight order, and I got 2.
So does that mean you guys are going to have to, like, do you have to ship that back, or can you put it into, like, Raintree?
I can put it in inventory.
Gotcha. It's a great putter. Or if anyone's looking for a great tailor-made putter, we know a gal.
Holler at you, girl.
Holler at your girl. And let's take a second. How can we holler at you? What's your Instagram?
Oh, you're plugging it?
See how I did that? Smooth transition.
Yep. And we're not ending the podcast.
We're not ending the podcast.
Yeah, so here's a little plug. It's Jensen_Hamblett. 21 is my Instagram.
And you can find my Instagram at Bert's Beat. Reach out to us. Send us your thoughts. Send us your questions.
Yep. Or at the BK Lounge Pod.
Yes, that is the podcast.
That is our podcast Instagram. We post our episodes, our clips.
A beautiful family photo of us in front of
little-
the Christmas tree.
A little family photo with the dogs.
Yep, Nash was not having it. Terrible photo taker.
No, the dogs are terrible.
They're not terrible.
They're bad boys.
They're not bad boys. They got a lot of gifts.
They got coal.
They didn't get any coal.
They got coal. So, yep. But other than that, I have beef with FedEx. What I normally say, I won't say here, but they can all stub their toe.
Oh, yep. Stub the toe.
Uh-huh.
Stub the toe. So once that kind of necessarily didn't come to an end, but it was time for us to go to Vermont. My dad and I were big weathermen. We like to check the weather. We like to know what's going on, my dad particularly. And my dad said, hey, weather looks good for the drive up from North Carolina to Vermont. Might hit a little bit of rain. You'll be great. I checked the same thing. Also told Kenny, hey, I think we're going to get just a little bit of rain. We should be fine for the trip up. And we start our Friday. We were up very late Thursday night. Very, very late Thursday night.
I hadn't packed.
Jensen packed, Kenny packed at about midnight Thursday night.
I was stressed.
She was stressed. Didn't pack until about midnight. I was packed about 7 p.m. And there it is. Yeah, there it is. Wish she had a spatula right there.
Sorry for the listeners.
So we were up late. We wanted to be on the road by 5 or 6. 6.
No,
5. I set an alarm for 4. We're going to wake up. I'll pack the car. We'll get on the road and be golden. Wake up, 4 o'clock. Thought I set a 10-minute timer.
Which when you say timer, I'm not really sure of because people have snooze.
Which is 9 minutes. I wanted 10.
So you set your own personal timer?
10-minute timer, correct, yes.
See, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. And I don't understand that. Why would you not hit snooze? You're looking for 1 extra minute.
1 extra minute when you're on the road for 16 hours can do a lot. Scientists have stated every extra minute counts.
Well, good news. You didn't just get an extra minute. You got an extra hour.
And with that, the 10-minute timer did not go off. And I woke up at about 5:25, and I said, oh, shit, we're late. I got up, started getting ready in the bathroom. And I was like, I should probably wake up Jensen. And I kind of jumped into bed and was like, hey, we're late. And then we had to go.
And I had no idea because, one, I sleep like an absolute dead person.
She does. It's very creepy.
I didn't hear his first alarm or his timer.
Because we got new
or
phones.
Him getting out of bed.
We got new phones, and my volume was very low on my first alarm, and I will say it was very faint. And I either slept through the timer or actually never set a timer because I don't know. Don't know. So we get up, we start hustling and bustling, getting the dogs ready, packing up the last few things. And because we're late, I'm a big GPS guy. People are like, oh, what route are you taking? Are you taking 402 to 87.5 to 13B? I don't know. I don't know. Daddy Google's going to take care of us. We're going to get there. And we did, but there's 3 different routes that it gives us from North Carolina to Vermont. 2 that go up through Newark and, through New Jersey, New York City, all that kind of stuff. and one that's a little bit longer but keeps you out of the city. That's the route that we usually take. And because we were running late, I just put my trust in Daddy Google, and we just hit and we went. And about halfway through the trip, I realized we're on the wrong route, and it isn't good. On top of that,
bad news.
On top of that, as soon as we got out of North Carolina, it started raining. And I was like, okay, whatever, I can deal with the rain. Then we got to what? West Virginia?
Yep.
West Virginia, snow. Snow.
And from that point, we were a little over half.
A little over half.
And if it was snowing in West Virginia, we knew it was snowing back home.
Yeah. And we just continued to go up the wrong way, up the wrong direction. Mm-hmm. We get towards Newark. Traffic is terrible. Standstill on the interstate. We're both like tired already. It's darker early. We started driving when it was dark. We're going to end when it's getting dark. And the more north we went, the more north we went, the more north we went, the more snow that happened.
Thicker, heavier.
Nastier crap.
Yep.
And then there's about a 2-hour and 15-minute stint on the very, very end of the trip to get to Vermont that you have to use. You go back roads from the Lake George area in New York to get to our part of Vermont. And that is all back roads, single lane. And as soon as we got off the interstate in New York, it was heavier snow on the roadway, and people going legitimately 30 miles an hour with their flashers on. And we're exhausted. We're tired. My back, I don't know what I did, but my back about, halfway probably, was absolutely shot. In, like, unbelievable pain. I'm very lucky that we have heated seats and, like, a massager in the Jeep.
Flex.
Okay, that was kind of a weird flex.
That was weird.
That was a weird flex. But yes, we have massagers and heaters in the front seats of the Jeep. And that was helping a little bit, but my entire right leg was absolutely like dead, and then my foot was static. And it was very uncomfortable, driving me insane. And then the last 2 hours was just 30 miles an hour in snow, can't see anything, people driving super slow, and we just wanted to get home.
And, like, he drives and I'm the passenger.
Because I hate to be a passenger.
He's not a good passenger, and to be honest, I'm not a great driver. Like, on trips like that.
Meh.
Careful.
Oop. Oop.
But no, like, and he knows that. I have, like, very bad travel anxiety where I'm like, okay, grip the steering wheel, go forward. I also, and we've talked about it, have a massive fear of bridges.
Yes, she does.
And not just bridges over water. And everybody's like, oh, they're safe, you're never going to go in. It's not about falling in the water. And I don't need to get into the big spiel again. It's about you have one direction. You have one direction and you can't go anywhere else. You're literally stuck. And then you're so high up in the air, you're vulnerable. It's honestly making me a little hot and nauseous. And that's about
welcome
it.
to my life. About the P word.
Pickle.
Yeah. Anywho, we're not getting into that. We're not getting to bridges. But yeah, it was a very, very rough trip to Vermont.
And so, like, with that being said, I knew where we were, and I was like, why don't I drive for the last 2 hours? And he's like, no. And I'm like, all right.
First off, I don't think it was that aggressive. It was like, no, it's fine.
No.
I was aggressive with it?
You were very upset because at that point you couldn't feel your foot.
Oh, I think I was just irritable.
Yeah. So you said, no.
No.
And I'm like, power to you.
So we powered through. We got to Vermont. We left North Carolina. Excuse me.
Ooh.
Excuse me.
Yep.
We left North Carolina about 5:45-ish.
Yeah.
Got to Vermont at 11:30 p.m.
It was a full-blown doozy.
It was a doozy. And by the time we got to Vermont, we were very hungry. We were very irritable. We were very tired. And for those of you who live in small states or small towns, nothing's really open, past like 9 o'clock. And I'm used to now North Carolina where it's like, oh, it's 10 o'clock at night. We can DoorDash something. Mm-hmm. Vermont? No. Not a thing. Luckily, disgustingly, there was a McDonald's just down the road from the Airbnb we were at. And the Airbnb we were at was Kenny's sister's. Shout out Katie. Thank you. Justin. Love you guys. Thank you for letting us crash there. Just down the road. And I said, I need food. And so it was like 20 minutes before they closed at midnight. I said, I'm getting us McDonald's. Drove down, got us some McDonald's, came back, hammered that. We showered. That was it.
We slept in separate rooms.
We did. We slept in separate rooms, and everything's fine.
We're okay.
We're okay. There's no relationship issues.
But at that point, we were both so uncomfortable with being in the car. And in the Airbnb, there is a full-size bed, and then there is a queen bed. And
We've stayed there before and stayed in the queen bed, and it's very stiff.
it is a stiff bed, and
Stiff bed.
it's not that bad.
Katie, if you're listening, maybe like a little
Topper?
Topper, yeah, a little topper.
Yep. But no. And so I have a really bad shoulder.
Bad wing.
Very bad shoulder. So, like, something that's hard and firm like that, I do not do well. Like, when he was moving here, he was like, should we use my bed? And I was like, absolutely not. It was hard. My shoulder would be stiff and seized up and in severe pain for days. So we have a beautiful cloud mattress that I'm obsessed with, and it does wonders.
I miss my bed. It was a purple mattress. Just the thought of it brings a tear to my eye.
No, not a fan.
But so we decided, we'll sleep in the other bedroom, the one that we haven't slept in yet, because we thought it was the same size bed. We thought it was 2 queen beds.
And it was like a little bit more plush.
More plush, more comfortable. Kenny's in there with the dogs. I shower. I get into bed. And I'm like, why does this feel so small?
Like I was touching the wall, and then his shoulder was touching mine, and we were just like packed in there. And I'm like, why are you on me?
Yeah, I was like, first off, push over.
And I'm like, I literally can't.
So then I was like, are these beds different sizes? And then I started measuring the beds with a towel.
Yep.
And quickly realized the stiff bed that we slept in last time is larger than the soft one we hadn't slept in. And at this point, I was like, I love you to death. You stay here. You sleep with Bobo in the comfy bed with your shoulder. I'm going to go sleep in the other one with Nash.
Mm-hmm.
And because I can't do small beds with another person and 2 dogs. Because I am so...
We have a huge king mattress.
We have a king bed at home, so obviously we're used to that. But my thing is like when your family was here for Thanksgiving and we were in that full bed with the 2 dogs, I will stay awake because I'm so hyper aware of how much room I'm taking up, and I don't want to like elbow you, push you over or whatever. So I am just always hyper aware of like taking up as little room as possible.
Yeah.
And it does not allow me to sleep whatsoever.
See, I don't have that issue.
No, yeah.
No.
See, yes. Anyway, slept in the big bed. It was our first night. We were both tired. It was whatever. If you're a couple and you just sleep in different beds and everything's fine, it's okay.
Well, he gave me a kiss goodnight, and I was like, "Are we geriatric for doing this?"
Yeah, she said this is very geriatric of us.
And I'm like, okay, but no. So that was our travel. It was chaos, and it was freezing the whole time we were there, and it snowed every single day.
Snowed every single day. Vermont hasn't really gotten much snow this year, surprisingly. And all of our friends and family were like, "This is the coldest it's been." And I was like, "Of course it's going to be the coldest it's been when we're there."
So it's been a stressful couple weeks, and we are very, very sorry that we did not get an episode in last Sunday. So for those who have been patiently waiting, we appreciate it. And we did get 500 downloads.
We did. We just hit a milestone at the BK Lounge podcast because of all of you.
So that is huge, and we very much appreciate it. We wouldn't be who we are, doing what we are, sharing our lives with all of you if
it wasn't for y'all.
If it wasn't for everyone. So thank you so much. I'm very ecstatic about it. And we were talking before we started today, and we were like, what really is like the difference between like a download or a view and stuff like that. And downloads very much like matter, and that's what helps us grow on different platforms. So when you are listening, rather than just streaming it, so like just pressing play on Apple or Spotify or YouTube, download it.
Yeah, download it, subscribe to it, follow it, whatever the platform allows you to do, whether it's, alerts when we post something or it, shows in your feed on Spotify. Like, please, as well, leave us a review, rate the podcast on Spotify, rate it on Apple, rate it on YouTube, leave us a comment, whatever it is, we greatly appreciate it. And again, if you're willing to subscribe, follow, the BK Lounge podcast, again, it only helps us grow, helps us find new listeners, new friends, new family, all that kind of good stuff. So 500 downloads in a month, we're super ecstatic about that, and we're very, very thankful. So thank you guys, we appreciate it.
Yeah, no, we're very excited, and it helps us understand what we need to do more, and what you guys want to listen to and what you guys need, because as much as this is kind of like our personal diary of our relationship and our life, is we want to also make sure that we're putting things out there that are relatable.
Yeah.
And can help anybody that's listening. So
we want people to enjoy it. Like, as much as it is something for us,
right,
we also want you guys to enjoy it. So if you're like, hey, these stories of A, B, and C are just not it, tell it. We want to know.
Right.
We want to know.
But no. So we appreciate you guys for doing all that. So, yeah.
But with going away for Christmas, we obviously had to be away from our jobs.
Correct.
Which in and of itself can be stressful. I know for me in the streaming world, I don't have revenue if I'm not streaming. So with taking an entire week off can be challenging or worrisome, with missing streams, along with having, the BB viewers or the potential for new viewers to be, viewing different things, or being like, oh, hey, it is part of the business of especially networking with so many other great streamers, where someone who watches your channel might end up enjoying someone else's channel and vice versa, which is great and helps everybody grow. But being away for a week, it's just like, again, I always, mention it as a business, like a restaurant. If your restaurant is closed for an entire week, you're not making money, you don't have revenue coming in, and someone might find a new favorite restaurant to go to. So it can be very stressful and worrisome and uneasy at times. But also I think of like, we need to do these things. We need to take these trips. We need to spend time with our family.
Right.
We need time away from our jobs so we don't get burned out or whatever it may be.
Yeah. No, I agree. And it's the same thing for me. Is like, I am lucky enough to have a team where they continue my work. They continue the job. We work as a team, and I'm just one piece of the team. But it does put stress in the fact that, like, you feel like you're not doing enough. You feel like you're not accomplishing the things that you need to do on a daily basis. But at the same time, is like, you do need to prioritize taking time for yourself. And like, I was actually having a conversation with Miles today about this, and
excuse me, my God.
It's just like, you kind of feel guilty for being away. And for anybody that doesn't know, Miles is a teaching professional that I work with. He teaches Nick the game of golf.
I know the game of golf. He helps me with different areas.
Yes, he knows the game of golf, but he does help him get better.
Yes.
And he will then text you once he listens to this and say, when was the last time you practiced? When was the last time you were at the course?
Are you working on your things?
What are you doing?
I'm going to answer those right now. I haven't swung a golf club in a minute. I haven't been practicing. I'm sorry, coach. I owe you hot dogs.
So, yeah. But he's also one of our good friends, him and his girlfriend, Steph.
We need to see them. We need to get dinner with them.
I know. We've been busy.
They've been traveling a lot. I've been seeing their Instagrams.
They've been everywhere.
Sure.
We've been busy. We're reconnecting in the new year.
Yep.
But no, we were talking about it. Him and I were talking about it. It's just like, for what we do, it's like you feel guilty because there's always something.
Right.
There's always something that we could be doing, if it's planning, if it's prepping, if it's doing year-end stuff. But we have a busy season, and taking time during like the holidays and our now off season is so important for us to reset ourselves as golf professionals for when it is busy, because if we don't take it now, then we won't have it when we are busy. And
Right.
it just emphasizes the burnout, and the burnout happens so much sooner.
Absolutely.
And like he because we were talking today because we're both back to work tomorrow, and I was just like, I feel bad that I haven't been there, and I'm so thankful for the people that have been, so that we could go home and that we could take the week. But at the same time, it's like I have so much that I think that I need to do, but I really don't.
Exactly. And that's, and like, as someone, as your significant other, when I see your busy season, like, I'm very glad that you realize that and can view that, so you aren't just, hammering it to 100 miles an hour all year long, because like you said, it's very tough for you to get time off during your busy season, whether it be 2 days in a week, let alone 3 days if you want to go somewhere. And then taking a week to go back to Vermont during your busy season is almost impossible.
Right.
So like, as someone who sees your busy season as an outsider, it's very good, because I know you need that.
Right.
I know you need time off. I know Miles need times off. I know everyone at the club, has their different needs, and everyone deserves it and needs to do it, especially with how crazy y'all's busy season truly is.
Right.
So I'm very happy to hear that. That's good. I like that.
Right.
I like that.
You like that?
But Vermont was great. Should we tell them what we got my parents?
Yeah, so this year our theme for for our parents, both of our parents, and also my sister and my brother-in-law, we did experiences.
Kenny's a big experience gal.
Because I'm like, all of you don't need anything.
Right. They all
Like-
have adult money. If they want something, they can get it.
They're
Just
all-
like us.
They're all grown.
Yep.
And like, I know my family, like I know my sister, I know my mom, like they're just like me. Is like, if I want it, I want to get it. So like, it's hard to get them stuff if they're getting everything for themselves already.
Right.
And it's the same thing for his parents.
Yep.
We stayed on the theme of experiences, but now that we get to talk about it, we got them Coca-Cola 600 tickets.
Coca-Cola 600 tickets. So growing up, my parents were NASCAR nuts. We would go to a local racetrack in Vermont a lot. My parents would travel all across the United States with their friends to go watch NASCAR events. And believe it or not, when surround sound first became a thing, the first thing that was ever played on the surround sound was a NASCAR race.
Yeah, I bet.
I remember coming home and our entire house was absolutely shaking from those cars on surround sound. My dad loved it.
That's funny you should say that, because that was the same situation for my grandfather, my nan's husband, my pa.
Yeah.
He was a NASCAR fiend.
Yep.
And my Uncle Sean is the same way.
Yep.
And I remember they got a flat screen TV. They got an enhanced surround sound. And we walk in, and you could feel that they're
Like
like...
the vibration of the race car.
You're walking in,
Yep.
and the handle of the door is shaking.
Yep.
So we also talked about, like, Stacey Riley is a wizard with sports facts of any sort. Like,
Yep.
like even when we talked about the Dirty Bird Stadium,
Yep.
him just knowing it by a visual
Right.
of Charleston, like West Virginia.
Yeah.
Like, are you
He
kidding
knows
me?
his stuff. He's a smart man. He grew up with my grandfather's sporting goods store, so he's always been into sports. His favorite sport actually is soccer, believe it or not.
Well, I know.
Big soccer guy. But no, huge NASCAR fan, so we kind of splurged and got some like club level seating for the 600, and it also came with infield passes, so we can go out during driver introductions and kind of just make a whole day at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And the way we didn't really know how to give them that gift, so I came up with the idea of, why don't we go to the grocery store or somewhere and find a 6-pack of like the old school Coca-Cola in a glass.
Like the
bottles.
Mexican colas.
Yeah. Like the OG back in the day Coca-Colas. And we found it because there's 6 Cokes, Coca-Cola 600, and I'm like, I bet my dad will put this together. And so that's how we gave it to him. And my dad kind of had like this look on his face once we told him, like, that right there means what your gift is.
And Nick is somebody that he wants to get it out of his body.
Mhm.
It like kills him not
I
to,
hate
like,
keeping it in.
like they still have 2 other things that they need to open before they open the tickets.
Actual tickets.
Like he was like, the Coke bottles, and I was like, yes. And then I wrote a card with clues on it of like what everything means, and before they could even open that card, he's like, hey, put the 2 together. There's 6.
I didn't go that deep.
There's 6 Coke
I
bottles.
didn't go that deep. I just said think about it. And I knew his brain was already chugging.
Yeah. But you could look at him. You could say nothing. And the wheels
The excitement was going.
So they opened up the clues. We gave them a gift card to Sheetz gas
stations. We stop a lot.
And I said a Sheetz pit stop.
Yep.
And his dad thinks Sheetz coffee is the worst coffee in America, which I could agree with him on. And I don't.
It's delicious.
I don't agree with your father on much, just because I like to be witty with him. But I would agree that Sheetz is terrible coffee. So, no, and they were very, very excited. So
very excited. We
got them the tickets, and it will be a full day experience here for all of us.
That's 600 laps.
600 laps on an almost 1 mile track.
I think it is in 1 mile.
Is it exactly 1 mile?
I think so, yeah.
So that will be a long day.
And we're going to get there early.
We will get there early.
We're going to get there early.
Mm-hmm.
Whole day.
So.
And we're going to get an Airbnb for all 4 of us with the dogs, so we can all spend some time together before the race and after the race. So it'll be a great trip. I know they're excited. I'm excited to have them come down here. And then tell us what you did for your parents and your sister.
So my parents they're getting to the point of close to retirement. So they've been, and all of their kids are adults. So they've been living their life.
They have been.
They go to concerts a lot. They like to travel. They like to travel to their kids. My younger brother, like I've mentioned before, is in Bozeman, Montana. So they like to go out there. They come down here, see us. They go to concerts. They go to different sporting events. But we got them Keith Urban tickets in New Hampshire, and they have not seen him. And we saw him at the country music
for the Carolinas, yep.
The charity concert that Luke Combs put on.
He was awesome.
He was awesome.
Yeah, very cool to see.
We got them that, and I got my sister and my brother-in-law tickets to Kane Brown, which is one of her favorite artists because I forget what song it is, but she loves him, and they have 3 kids, and we'll get into those little germ balls here in a second, but they have their hands full. They have a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, and a 7-month, 8-month-old.
Yep.
So they have 3 under the age of 6, and they have their hands full, and they never take enough times to take care of themselves. And it's also in the month of their anniversary, their wedding anniversary. So, the big thing for us getting them that was also not just an experience, but for them to get away, decompress.
Have a little date weekend, whatever they can do.
A little date trip, and I got my mom tied into it so she'll watch the kids, and it was a big experience here. Because at the end of the day, life is way too short.
Facts.
So you got to enjoy it, and there's no reason to not enjoy it with the people that you love. So we got them, everybody, tickets to do stuff with either their significant others or with us. So we're really excited that they all enjoyed those things.
Very exciting. I need to scold this French bulldog that's whining outside of our door real quick, so hang on.
Yeah. Our dogs are not wearing their collars for whining. And we usually, for the podcast, we turn them on because they hear us in here, but we don't allow them in here. And all they want to do is just come and party with us and the rest of the BK Lounge.
I think next week we should just let them in here and see what they do. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
I think we should.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. But what's next? Should we talk about those germ ball boys?
Yeah, so as you can see, we are ill.
And here.
You can hear that we're ill. So
Actually, we didn't talk about our other gifts.
our gifts?
Yeah, we didn't talk about, like...
We will.
Okay.
We will. Because I'm already on the...
Yeah, we did get sick before Christmas. I got sick before Christmas.
Yes, you did.
I did. We had we had a friend get together.
We had a friend's party.
Friends party. We did a little white elephant the Sunday, 2 days after we got to Vermont, and that next day, that Monday, that's when I was sick.
Yep. And on Saturday, we had my nephew's 6th birthday party.
Yep.
And it was at the hockey rink.
And
so
he was showing signs of like just not feeling well, not being up to his game.
he was not feeling well. And I thought it was just like a sugar crash.
I thought so too, because boy had a piñata. I stuffed that thing with candy like no tomorrow. They had cake, Costco pizza, delicious. Hot chocolate bar with like Oreos, gummy worm, all sorts of crazy stuff.
So it was his 6th birthday party, and like in the middle of it, he was like, my legs hurt. I'm tired. And if any of you ever get blessed to know my nephew,
That doesn't happen.
no.
He doesn't get tired.
He doesn't get tired. He is 100 miles per hour at all times. And he is in his bruh phase.
He is. Bruh.
Bruh.
What?
Like what?
Bruh.
What? But no. And God love him, because we've all done it. But he is 6, and he is a boy, and he is proud of all of those things. And so he doesn't slow down. So he started slowing down, and I'm like, well, that's weird. And so it started going downhill pretty quick with him not feeling very well, because then I brought him home from his birthday party, and he helped with stuff, cleaning up. But since he wasn't feeling good, I was like, why don't you come home with Auntie? And so I'm like, what? He was like, turn the music off. Let me know when we get home. And I'm like, and I literally look at my sister, and we're walking out to the car, and I have him. He's in half of his hockey gear still. And I'm like, I swear to God, Katrina, if he throws up in this Jeep, I am coming for you, and you are cleaning this car.
Because you'll also throw up.
Because I will be throwing up on the dash of the car as I'm driving him home. So this is not a safe situation. And she was like, no, he'll be fine. And I'm like, okay. I'm looking in the backseat as he's saying, Auntie, like, turn down the music. Let me know when we get home. And I'm like, oh, this is bad
news bears. But thankfully he didn't.
He did not. And it's a short trip, so maybe if we had a couple more minutes down the road, maybe it would have happened, but it did not. So he was sick. And then we went home, did whatever, kind of relaxed, went and slept.
And he kind of just kept going downhill all week.
Yep. So the next morning, I hear my sister drive by the Airbnb and give us a honk, and then a phone call being like, oh, we're going to urgent care. Harry's sick. And I'm like, okay, sweet.
Right.
And so it just got worse. And so
then Katie started getting sick. Goozer started kind of not feeling well. I started not feeling well. Your mom started not feeling well.
And then it was me and Justin.
Yeah.
And we're like,
and your dad, Robbie.
And my dad. And my Aunt Tam.
And Aunt Tam, yep.
And I was like, all of you, take something, lay down, everybody have a quiet moment. But no, that did not happen. And my sister had to go to work on Monday. And we had our friend's party on Sunday night.
Yep.
And we had the 2 boys and my niece on Monday, because both my sister and my brother-in-law were working.
Yep.
And so I'm like, great.
Close quarters all day.
Close quarters all day.
Snuggling, playing.
Yep. Bad news
and we got it.
For the old germs. So and it got bad. I will be honest. And my niece, she did not want to go down for a nap in the morning. And all she wanted to do was just laugh at me. And so I was struggling to put her down because she needed to. And then she finally did. And I come downstairs and I look at my nephew and I'm like, you don't look very good.
Yeah.
And he's just
I knew
like,
he wasn't feeling well, and he's like, all right, Nick, I don't want to play Mario Kart anymore.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Yep.
Okay.
And so I go over and I take his temperature, and it spiked way back up to about 103.5, and I get wide-eyed and I'm like, ugh, that is bad news. And so I'm like, at this point I started a little project with my other nephew, Marley, and I was like, Nick, you got to deal with Marley and I got to deal with Harry. So at that point I gave him some medicine. All he wanted to do was just be curled up under a blanket, laying on me, and didn't want anything else just because he felt so gross.
And for those of you who have kids or nephews, nieces, young children, you know they're not like aware of germs or just like runny noses or coughing. So it's a lot of like open mouth coughs, sneezing everywhere, boogers everywhere.
Yep.
So
Nasty.
it's like it spreads, and it spread.
Right.
It
And
spread.
it sure did, because he was right here on me, spiked fever, changed his sweatshirt 3 times that day. I did disinfect the whole house.
You did, yep.
Didn't work, but at that point, you started getting sick. My other nephew got sick. My sister was still sick. My mom was very sick.
Yep. It was rough. And like Christmas Day comes around, and the kids were woken up early by Katie.
I told everyone.
Yep.
My sister she's going to be the one that still gets everybody up.
And so it was like, all right, it's time to get up. And you were like, I'm going to head over to my sister's. She knew I wasn't feeling well. And I was like, well, I'm not going to not go over for Christmas morning and like show up late. So I was like, all right, let's go. So like Christmas was tough because I was not feeling good. We were supposed to do our gifts Christmas Eve. I wasn't feeling well. We did do them.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas Day rolls around. We do everyone's, gifts in the morning. We were like, all right, let's go back to the Airbnb. Let's shower, kind of take a minute. We ended up doing our gifts because we did gifts with my parents Christmas Eve. We spent the day with them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we got pretty sick.
Yeah.
Very sick.
Very sick. And I didn't start feeling it until Christmas Day. And we were supposed to leave back
The next day.
to Charlotte the morning after Christmas.
Yep.
And that became harder and harder as the
day went on. Yeah.
As the day went on.
Yep, because we knew how rough the trip to Vermont was, and the weather again was looking good, so that was a plus. But with us both feeling not great, it was like this trip could be not ideal.
Right.
But we mustered it up. We did our gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny got me an amazing putter, some cowboy boots, a bunch of great clothes. She also got me tickets to see a comedian, and it's a very special thing because where we're going to watch this comedian was our very first date in Charlotte. On one of my visits, I said, we're having a date night. I planned a date night. We went and saw a comedian, got dinner, and Kenny brought it all the way back around on Christmas to where we had our first date.
Mm-hmm.
And that's next weekend.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that the whole point was to like have a full date, because what happens when we have date night is it's like, where are we going to eat? And then it's like a back and forth thing, and then we end up going somewhere where we've been 100 times. Right. And we live in a city, and we have endless options.
A lot of options.
And we never venture outside of it. We do kind of, but not nearly
not as much as we should.
No.
Or could, I should say. Yeah.
And so, yeah, we're hoping to go to this one place. It has a Michelin star.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about it. If not, maybe we'll go for brunch the next morning.
Yep.
But yeah, what else?
Kenny obviously worked and lived in Florida for a while. She misses Florida.
Don't talk about my gift.
Oh, okay, sorry.
What else did you get?
I got all sorts of stuff.
From me.
From you?
Yeah, 2 big ones. Okay, so the putter and the cowboy boots were the FedEx stolen pieces, by the way.
Yep.
Those were the 2 big ones.
She also got me, a 3-day trip to Pinehurst that I've been just earning to go to, and we're going to play golf for 3 days in Pinehurst and have a little getaway, which I'm very excited about. And when I lived in Vermont, I was a habitual massage getter.
Yep.
Every month I'd have a massage. Every month. And I haven't really done that here in Charlotte, so she actually got us like a little spa day,
Yep.
which I'm very excited about.
Yep.
Very
So-
excited about.
Yeah.
What did you get, Kenneth?
What did I get?
What did you get, Kenneth?
You sure you don't want to tell the people? You were about to tell them what I got.
Yeah, but it's your turn now.
Yeah. I got a lot of stuff. I'll save the big one for the end. But I got some clothes.
That hoodie, I got her.
I got this hoodie.
And I want everyone to know.
He
No,
wore the
no.
same thing as me.
No, I was
today.
wearing this all day and she changed and she goes, "Are you really going to wear what I'm wearing?" I was wearing this first. Different hoodie, different brand, camo, same. But go on. You got clothes, yep.
Yeah. I got clothes. I got a massage gun. I have really bad hips. And I've really... my body is falling apart.
That athlete body.
And I think I blame hockey. So I got that. I got new dishware.
Yep.
Very excited about that. I got a food processor.
Big cook, Kenny.
Yep, big cook. What else did I get? I did get a lot of clothes.
Yep.
What else did I get?
Underwear.
I did get underwear. And I am somebody that wears like boxers to
Like
bed.
briefs. Boxers are like the loose ones.
Yeah, but like the like tight like shorties.
Yeah, like boy shorts.
Like I don't really know what to call them,
Yeah, I
but
don't
like
either.
I get warm, so I wear shorts to bed and like a baggy shirt. And he got me a bunch of the kinds that I like.
Bunch of them.
I'm very excited about them. I'm actually wearing them underneath my sweatpants right now. So, don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it.
I'm not showing you. But got a lot of fun stuff. I got my big gift.
Big one.
I got also three pairs of sneakers.
I did get her 3 pairs of shoes.
3 pairs of sneakers from this guy. I'm very excited about them. Wore my first pair yesterday.
Yep.
Matched the outfit very well. Very excited about that. But my big gift was I used to live in Florida, and my favorite hockey team is the Tampa Bay Lightning. And people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're Tampa Bay Lightning. You jumped the bandwagon when you moved down. That's when they won 2 Stanley Cups." No, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
You're dead wrong. Because you can ask my father, because he is a
Avid Bruins fan.
avid Bruins fan.
Go Bees.
Because we live in New England, right? But when I started playing hockey as a young little girl, I watched UVM. And so I was a small girl and I played with boys. And I went and I watched UVM, and there was Marty St. Louis. So anybody that knows hockey knows Marty St. Louis. He's a Hall of Famer. Hey, great hockey player.
Great hockey player.
And I watched him at UVM, and he was the smallest guy on the ice, but he busted his butt out there and just followed him. And he went undrafted, didn't get picked up, then was a free agent, went to go to the AHL, got pulled up for Tampa Bay. It was a beautiful movie, whatever. He plays for Tampa Bay for 20 plus years, something around there. And then, so I followed him. And I've always been a Tampa Bay fan because I've watched the one player that I knew when I was 5 years old. And then what I say is, if you want to talk about a bandwagon, yeah, maybe back in the day when I was 5. But I have never jumped off the wagon.
Never.
Ever.
Ever.
So I am all New England sports, everything.
Yep.
Besides hockey.
Everything but hockey.
So, I, being Tampa Bay fan, him being a Bruins fan, and us always having a dispute of our teams, he got me and us tickets to go down to Tampa next week next week. Crazy, right?
Holy crap, yeah.
So
Pretty
like,
much.
yeah,
Just about. A little over a week.
yeah, a little over a week. So it's like a week from Wednesday.
Yep.
For us to go watch the game.
Yep.
The Bruins versus Tampa Bay.
Bruins,
Amelie.
Yep. Bruins Lightning. Go
So,
down, we got a little Airbnb right in Tampa.
Yep.
Nice little getaway, just the two of us. No dogs, no
Nope.
plans. Just go and enjoy it.
Yep. So I am very, very excited about that because I love that arena. I love that team. I love talking smack to you.
Yep.
And it will give me a great excuse when we are watching Tampa beat the Bruins to then text not only my father, but your father and tell you all to suck it.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen like that.
So, hey, you heard it here first. So
it was. I'm excited for it. I was excited planning for it. And
I'm-
the way so again, I didn't just give her tickets. How did I give you that gift?
So he did ornaments. He had 4 boxes. And so the first one I opened, it was a Tampa Bay Lightning ornament. And I was like, oh, this is for our tree. I was very excited. And I looked at him dead in the face and I said, we're not getting a Bruins ornament. And
I said, mm-hmm.
And so the next one I open is a Florida hand-painted ornament. And I was like, oh, this is so sweet. Because it's still connected to what I like. And the third one I open is an airplane.
And
And
she
I was like-
kind of looked at it like an airplane. Okay.
And I'm like looking at him, I'm like, what is all of this nonsense? And so the last one I opened is a freaking
Bruins ornament. Hell
Ornament.
yeah.
And I'm like, what? And he's just staring at me. He has a smile on his face. And I'm like, first of all, why are you looking at me like that? Second of all, what is all this? And then I'm like, are we going to the game? Because I knew that we were playing each other in a couple weeks. And he's like, how'd you know that we were playing against each other? And I almost got us tickets for, I think it was the Bruins. I forget what one. But they're coming and playing in Raleigh against the Hurricanes. And so I was looking at both of our schedules. And I was like, we're playing each other in just a couple weeks anyways. And I
Yep.
didn't realize it. And so he was like, what? And I was like, first of all, I know when I need to talk smack to my father. Always. Second of all, what? And so, very excited about that. He sent me the Airbnb so I could look at it, which will be very fun. I will say, it's like a little tiny home, like a little cottage with a loft. And I said, you're going to hit your head probably 25 times getting in and out of that bed.
Probably. I have to call that roll in and out of it.
Yep. So, I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah. But our first Christmas together in the books.
It was. And our parents gave us some really good gifts. We got a mixer, a KitchenAid mixer.
Yep.
I'm very excited about that. I think we got that beautiful
Spatula set from...
from my mom.
Yep.
Everybody did give us something that had to do with the kitchen.
Yep. Or like some like inside thing.
Yeah, like a joke.
Inside joke.
Especially my family.
Yeah.
Because as all of you know me, you can imagine where I come from.
Where she got it from.
Mm-hmm. And it definitely projected out
Yeah.
onto you.
Yeah.
So I thought it was funny, but I think they're all good, useful gifts. It's not like, oh, this is kind of just
Right. No, absolutely.
shady. But no, they got him a toolbox.
Yep, with some tools in it
With some
because I'm not
tools
a
in it.
handyman. Not a handyman.
Nope. But he tries.
Yep. I
You
bought some tools and stuff when we first got here, and I was putting things together, fixing stuff up.
Yep. Because the reason why they did that is my parents have a summer cottage that they're putting an addition on, and they were doing work this year on it. And
Before I moved down.
before he moved.
And again, as you guys know, we've known each other for years, so we always hung out with each other's families, each other. She was down here. I went to the cottage to help him out.
Yep. So he went and helped my dad and my brother-in-law work on something in the cottage. and they were doing it.
They were doing like flooring and like the walls and like
Yep.
edging and stuff. I don't know how to do that.
And so he was deemed the screwdriver guy.
Yeah, so I just had the screwdriver and whatever it needed
A little.
unscrewing, I took care of it.
Yep. So he was the screwdriver man, and
Yep.
he got a couple screwdrivers in
Yep.
his new toolbox.
Yep.
But no, it's actually a really nice toolbox that actually matches the tools that you
It
bought.
does. It does.
But they got us a bunch of stuff for the kitchen, for the house, for us to do stuff. My mom gave us money to go to a concert here,
Yep.
which we love that idea. We have a couple
Yeah.
that we're looking forward to next year. And they got us cooking classes, a couple cooking classes.
That they did.
So as we rewind in time of a couple episodes ago, we talk about some lemon chicken. We talk about your cooking skills.
HelloFresh.
HelloFresh.
Lack of cooking skills, recipes. So a cooking class only fit.
Full circle.
Yeah.
So for full circle. And he was like, ha ha ha. And I'm like, these are actually like really good cooking classes. Like, I'm excited.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
And like, I'm excited and I know how to cook.
It just felt like another HelloFresh moment of like, hey, here's HelloFresh for you.
No. But it's like my mom got us stuff to do together rather than being like, here's something useful. But no, we got a lot of good stuff. We are very blessed. We came back with way more.
Yeah, like I was worried about us traveling with all this stuff, and then once we had 3 different Christmases, I was like, holy crap, where's all this stuff going to go? And the Jeep was way more packed than it was on the trip to Vermont. But
Right.
yeah, that was our first Christmas.
Yeah. That was our Christmas haul.
It was a Christmas haul.
We titled it Christmas haul because I don't know if any of you have seen like people on social media. They're doing like Christmas hauls and they're like showing you everything they got and all of those things. And I think I love them.
Yeah, I don't really see those a lot. My TikTok feed right now is very much just full of Little People Big World clips.
Wow.
A lot of them.
So that's strange. You go through some strange.
Yeah, my TikTok feed gets kind of weird. But how do you think? Like, what? Tell me about our first Christmas together. How was it?
I think it was good. I think us being sick was tough.
Yep, definitely didn't help the magic, if you will.
Correct. I was very disappointed in my gifts that were being given because I was second guessing them, and the chaos from the week prior and the weeks prior and everything that I was like preparing in my brain wasn't showing the way I wanted it to.
Mm-hmm.
So I was getting a little bit disappointed. And I know I didn't really have much of a reason to, but it was. And I wish that didn't happen.
Yep.
Obviously, I can't take it back and I can't change it. And I did everything that I could to make it worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But doing things together was good. For me, being the first time that I have had that,
Mm-hmm.
the week flies by way faster.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Having to split time a little bit more evenly with families and people that we see and the things that we're doing was difficult because I'm used to giving 100%
Right.
undivided attention to my family.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, same here.
And it wasn't hard by any means because I love your family.
Right.
And I love
Yeah.
doing the same things that like we do together.
Right.
But it was different, but I think it was good. I think everybody being sick was
tough as well.
Was tough.
But I mean, like my thing with it was great because again, we've done not necessarily Christmases like this before. We've obviously been around with each other and our families in previous Christmases. But like I know a lot was going on with, you know, the delays and the stolen gifts and the lost stuff, and you kind of had it was clear to know that was kind of bothering you. And like my thing is like I've been wanting and just like hoping that one day you and I are together for a Christmas, that nothing else mattered.
Right.
For me. And I know obviously you love to give gifts and make things special, but like you and I being together on a Christmas together with our families, doing our own Christmases with each other's families, and building our relationship and starting new things, to me that is the only thing that ever matters.
Right.
Like you literally could have gotten me a new mouse for my computer and been like, Merry Christmas, and I'm like, this is amazing. I'm just happy I'm here with you. That's all that mattered to me.
Right.
That's all that mattered to me whatsoever.
Right. And I think that, like, I definitely agree and all of that, and we've talked about it, and we've talked about it like on a personal level and like in a broad level of like what gifts are supposed to mean.
Mm-hmm.
And like there is no purpose. Like
Right.
the purpose is to express the love and the thought behind the things that you're giving.
Right.
And I think that's what was aggravating me and setting me into
Right.
a bad space.
Because I mean, I guarantee if that would have happened to me, I would have felt the same way.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because like if at the end of the day, if I didn't have done the things that I did and been like, you know what, you're right, it's not important, and then we sit there and we exchange gifts and I have a massive pile of gifts for me from you, and then I'm giving you one box because the other stuff got stolen, that would have made me feel worse, not because of the giving and the materialistic stuff, but like that's not how I was trying to express my emotions.
Right. No, and I get that, and I totally get that, and I know that's how you feel. And again, I always want you to know that no matter what you get me, no matter how many gifts it is, I'm just beyond thankful to be able to do it with you. That's all I care about.
Right.
That's all I ever care about.
And like,
but I know where you're coming from because I'd feel the same way.
right.
100%.
And it isn't about all of the things and the materials and stuff like that. And I do think it will, like we've kind of talked about it, and I've talked about it with other people, is like it will probably get to a point where we don't get each other gifts.
Sure.
Or like we give each other one thing or
Right.
whatever. And like it was the year of like the newness of
Right.
like
Yeah,
being in the relationship and having all of like the things.
Stuff and things.
But no, I totally agree. It's like it's genuinely about the time.
Yep.
Like even if we're sitting there with our families and no gifts are exchanged, and
We're just playing Mexican Train, yelling at each other.
yeah, playing Mexican
There for
Train,
it.
yelling at each other, doing crazy stuff,
There
talking
for it.
smack.
Yep.
That's all that matters to me. Eating good food.
Yep.
That's all that matters.
Yep.
At the end of the day, is like if we get the kids stuff,
Right.
and they're just going nuts about all of the things that they have, the stuff and things,
Right.
then I'm content.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, to be able to spend our first Christmas together, knowing that we're planning on more and creating new, traditions by doing Christmas Eve with my parents, Christmas Day with your family, like that gets me excited for future holidays, future Christmases, and all that kind of good stuff. So I think it was a lot. The trip was a lot. Traveling is a lot. And then being sick on top of it all didn't make it easier by any means. But I think it was great. I had a lot of fun. It was great spending a lot of time with, your family and the kids, and spending time with my family and our friends. And
we did do a night all together.
yep, we did.
We talked about it a little bit, being like, oh, maybe do this. And then we're like, maybe not.
Well, we didn't have time, yeah. But no, it was good. It was great. I think both of our families enjoyed spending, time together and playing games and, having a few adult beverages and just spending time with each other. And that right there, that kind of thing, gets me very excited. Both families together, I love that.
Yeah, no, that was good.
I
And
love
it was good for them to see it too, because it was also a new year for all of them.
Yeah, yeah. Christmas is obvious. I mean, again, as we kind of talked about it 2 weeks ago, of like, Christmas traditions change. Christmas Day looks different. Christmas Eve looks different with, people being available or maybe not around anymore. Like, it's very different. And again, maybe that's something we always do going forward.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be great. I love that.
Right. And so it's just, every year brings something different, and it will come to a time, and like we were talking about it today, is like, it'll come to a time where my sister's kids are grown up,
Right.
and like if we have a family of our own,
Yep.
and where we will be and
Right.
what we're doing, and like everything's always evolving.
Yeah.
So it's always exciting to see it when it's in the early stages and kind of see where it goes from there.
Right.
Especially with a time of year that's so important to all of us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. It was a great first Christmas together. Tough travel, tough sickness.
Tough travel, tough sickness, and we stopped on our way home because we literally couldn't
Yeah, we
go.
couldn't do it in one spout. We were too sick, too tired, needed some rest, needed some medicine, needed some rest. I just said that twice.
Double it up.
Double it up. Needed the double rest.
Yeah.
No, it was good. It was a good week.
Mhm.
Great week. Some hiccups. That's life.
That is life.
But we hope you all had a great holiday week. We hope you all have a great New Year's. That's coming up very soon.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We're
Happy New Year.
because some of you are going to be listening to this in the new year.
Yep, that you are. If you're listening to this in the new year, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And if you're watching us right now live on Twitch at twitch.tv/BK Lounge.
When is the Chinese New Year? That's coming up too.
Don't know. Don't know.
I think it's around the same time. I don't know.
But if you're watching us right now, happy early New Year's.
Happy early New Year.
We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for sticking with us. We know, a week missing sometimes can change the vibes, but we appreciate y'all hanging out, continuing to support the BK Lounge, and we will absolutely be live again next Sunday for episode 7 of the BK Lounge podcast. Please head over to our website, thebkloungepod.com. We're on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and this episode should be posted late tonight or first thing tomorrow morning, Monday morning. But we're very thankful, and I hope you guys have a great week. We will see you next Sunday. Any last words for episode 6, Kenneth?
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. Be good, y'all.
This has been the BK Lounge Podcast with Bert and Kenny. We hope you enjoyed your time diving deep in on wild topics, listening to crazy stories, and hanging out with us. We'll see you next week live on Twitch. Be sure to check out our website for all our social links at www.thebkloungepod.com. Y'all be good now, and we'll see you next time.